We just have to come back and deal with the weeds later, because I believe that direct drills do create a double growth of weeds. If you cultivate the ground, you'll get a single growth of weeds. If you use a normal seeder, you will get a single growth of weeds. But I believe that a direct seeder will end up giving you a double growth, so that you plant and you get medium weeds immediately, and so if you're doing mechanical weeding, you're going to need a hoe. The weeder will never be sufficient, or you're going to have to spray it. And obviously for the environmental score, the way to do it is to spray it and use the spot and spray sensors on your sprayer. Alrighty. And we ended up with almost half a bale left. Nope, 45%. My eyes are going bad. Alrighty. That job is messed up. Done. There now. Well, we didn't get another bale out of it, but that's fine. Oh, actually, missed that. Maybe half a bale. Of course, it doesn't matter that there's... If this was a contract on contract equipment, then collecting all this grass would be a complete waste of time, because as soon as you return all the equipment, it all disappears. But since that grass is now in our baler, and next time we cut this, it'll still be there, we're not losing anything collecting it. Okay, there's the box trailer, there's the bale collector. I'm going to park this along the side here, and we can go backwards and get this emptied, because it's been sat there for a while. I'm pretty sure I put diesel in the Deutz at the beginning of today. We unloaded the canola. Or was it just the Massey I filled up? Oh well. I can always do it down at the store, because there's a gas station down there. Still, I think we have done quite well today. We're already up to 135,000. We've got 20,000 still locked up in this contract. We've got a ton of silage bales to sell, which we'll be selling on the first day of December probably. And then there's last day of November, there's the usual 6 pallets of tomatoes, 10 pallets, actually there won't be 10 pallets of flour. We're kind of running out of stuff to process at the flour mill, I think there's about 19,000 litres of sorghum left. At least there was this morning, yesterday, when I sold the perishables. And then, as usual, 2 pallets of bread to sell. I might sell a truckload of flour, so 7,000 litres of flour, to the exporter, and then ship the last of it to the bakery, and then shut down the flour mill, because we'll be done with that for the year until we harvest more grain. Deutz is struggling again. I do like the Deutz. It's been a very good tractor for us. I think the only sort of letdown with it only comes with one engine. So 247 horsepower, that is it. If you need something a little bit bigger, there's nothing you can do. Things like our 8R we've bought with 357 horsepower, but you can run it all the way up to over 400. Most of the tractors I tend to go for have the flexibility that I can. So there are multiple levels of horsepower selection that you can have. The Massey Ferguson, I think it starts at 105 and goes in 10 horsepower increments up to 145. Now, a lot of the time, I will take, okay, I'm going to buy the tractor and I'm going to put the full horsepower rating on it. I did not do that with, that's not always strictly true. With the AGCO 1000 and the class Axion 900 series, I did an Axion 960, which is about 480 horsepower. 480 horsepower, 380 horsepower, 380 horsepower. And that was absolutely sufficient for what I needed. You could go higher, but I never bothered. Same with the AGCO. You know, we were just shy of 400, I think, and it was perfectly sufficient for our farm needs. Look at that. So Class Axion 960, 920. The 920 is 325 horsepower. 930, 355. 940 is 385. And then, yeah, we only had the 940, which is 385. And I found that was absolutely perfect as a big tractor. It would go all the way up to 445 if I'd gone for the 960. Never bothered. Now, where's the 8R? The 8R is 326. So maybe I want to spend 30,000 at some point rechipping the engine so it'll put out 388. That'll make it perfectly adequate. The AGCO 1000, which should be down here somewhere. There it is. The AGCO 1000 is 396 horsepower base. Never added anything else to the engine. But we could have gone up to 517, which is 140 horsepower more. But then, you know, it's sort of the thing is with tractors that big, it's like 60, 70, 80,000 to upgrade the engine. So sometimes I look at that and say, oh, no, I'm not going to pay that much. But on the little tractors, oh, do I want a 110 horsepower tractor, or I'll just do 140, and because it's only another 15,000, and that's probably going to be perfectly adequate for what I need to do with it. And we already found out. We bought the Massey Ferguson as was on the forecourt was 105 horsepower, and we quickly discovered that 105 horsepower definitely wasn't going to cut it for the work we needed to do. It needed to be just a little bit bigger. But probably for the first time in like ever, I didn't go with the biggest engine. I just said we're just going to go one engine upgrade. It was actually 2-step upgrade on the engine, and that was it. Well, you're not going to tell me when to do it. So that's the 5S. The 5S. Yeah, starts at 105. And I think I just pushed it up to 125. I decided I didn't need it 145. If we look at ours, it's a 125. 125 is just enough, and I needed it that big to run the bale shredder, which is giving me grief. So, but even so, 90 horsepower, that's good enough. We're running this one, which needs 105 horsepower. And when I plugged that into a 105 horsepower tractor, it just, I don't like this. So that's a thing. Right, is at 45%. Go. I think we can probably cope with the amount of diesel we have in the Deutz and get everybody home at the end of the day. Don't have to fill it up. But because we're doing the trip to the store, I think we're okay. If we do get low on diesel, I can just run it in and fill it up when we do a delivery. Get out of the way, thank you. But anyway, yeah, we still have a ton of sugar beets to harvest. It's midday, game time, and everybody just came home. So we will call it a day here as we drive back to the field. Don't forget, put your clocks back if you're in the US tomorrow and observe daylight savings, obviously, because some places don't observe daylight savings. Next week, obviously, we will not be on daylight savings, so what you think is 9 o'clock for me is no longer going to be 9 o'clock for me. However, I don't do time changes well, so it is entirely likely that I'm going to be awake at 5 o'clock on Saturday morning next week, and so I might start the stream at the same time, Greenwich Mean Time, as I did this week. So local time an hour early. I might start the stream at 8 o'clock. No guarantees. I think I'll leave the schedule up as a 9 o'clock start, but I may already be an hour in if you get up at 9 o'clock to watch the stream. So just saying. But I think for now, get out the way. It is time for me to go, so I will say have a good weekend, have a good week. I will see you next week. Like and subscribe and all the fun things. I'm out of here.